So if it's not good enough for the likes of Ballsbridge and where the upper professional classes live, then it's not good enough for East Wall. And we invited all of the councillors who represent this constituency, the northeast inner city, or north inner city part of the Dublin Central constituency, to a meeting today. Sinn Féin did not turn up. Well, firstly, I'm here in support of the 300 residents who were here on Saturday protesting, and a spontaneous event which was arranged by a few people over social media. I've lived in this area all my life. My grandparents moved here in 1917 and my mother was reared here for her nearly 90 years before she passed away. And I'm here today, and I was here on Saturday to support the people in saying that you cannot impose a facility for 600 mainly male asylum seekers without any discussion or consultation with the people. And there has been despite the statement from the government this evening where they say that they're in talks and in consultation with the residents, there has been no consultation with any TD or senior minister, or any minister in fact, in this constituency today. We have had a meeting with local city councillors. Some turned up, some didn't. And we've asked them to do a number of things, and we hope that they will do those things and come back to us with the answers.
We've noticed a lot of incidents like this, such as in Kinnegad in Westmeath, the small village where local people there were also complaining that they hadn't been notified about a similar situation with a hotel, and many other villages up and down the length and breadth of the country. Do you think this kind of thing is becoming a pattern?
Well, it is indeed. And last Thursday, the city councillors were sent an email saying that there'd be a webinar briefing on Friday at 3 o'clock about this facility. It was a fait accompli at that stage, so we've been contacted and brought to an online meeting to tell them what was happening. Minister O'Gorman made the decision to do this without any concern, I would suggest, for the people in this area. When a similar issue arose in Ballsbridge in Dublin 4 2 years ago, the residents issued court proceedings, in fact, and threatened to injunct the department. They closed that facility down and moved on. So if it's not good enough for the likes of Ballsbridge and where the upper professional classes live, then it's not good enough for East Wall. This is an area where today we have learned that there's another facility on North Richmond Street beside O'Connell School, which has been turned into a similar centre where there's up to 100 men resident now. Shortly, the site at Clonmel College is to come on stream for many more hundreds, and I'm not sure if that's going to be Ukrainians or asylum seekers from God knows where.
We heard that earlier this week the CEO of the Refugee Council said on RTE that those protesting have, quote, no right to determine who moves into their area. What do you think of that?
Well, I think the same of Henderson as I thought of him before, in fact, and the Irish Refugee Council, which obtains many millions from the taxpayer in this country, and all of these NGOs and people who are making a good living out of this issue off the backs of ordinary working class people. And there's something fundamentally wrong with a society which pays, I think, close to 7 billion to NGOs and associated groups in order to articulate government policy effectively, and to use positions like the Irish Refugee Council to say that these people in this constituency, in this community, should not be consulted about a fundamental change in this area. Never mind the flouting of planning laws or of fire safety regulations and turning a commercial office building into accommodation.
What do you think of the fact that Sinn Féin and similar groups have been so silent on this issue?
Because they fully agree with this policy, and Sinn Féin particularly agrees with an open door immigration policy. And we invited all of the councillors who represent this constituency, the northeast inner city, or north inner city part of the Dublin Central constituency, to a meeting today. Sinn Féin did not turn up. That speaks for itself.